Evening, everybody. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. The honcho's here. He's wired.
Look at this.
He's full of Mountain Dew.
What the? I got home invaded.
Right?
Who are you? Come here. You want to talk G.I. Joe?
If he had come back, I was going to start the intro right on top of him. It would have been
right.
Great, but what can you do?
Kids these days.
All right.
Can't take cues.
We'll be back to play another round of Who's Wandering Around Weber's House after this. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing this evening?
I'm feeling kind of stressed out here, I'll be honest with you. People showing up, running off camera.
Right, there's a lot more traffic going on.
That's just the jitters from the excess caffeine.
Apparently, we're renting a room. Who knew?
Why don't you show the folks at home what you're drinking tonight, Mark?
Oh boy! So I'll try any new flavor of Mountain Dew once, right? And usually that's all they get because most of them, I mean, let's be honest, they're pretty But so we got the good stuff there. We got like the Kickstart, yeah, tall can, it's tall boy, and look at that,
The 40.
pineapple, orange, mango, 10% juice. So.
You're busting that out at 9 p.m. on a Friday. You're going to be up until Sunday morning.
I'm immune, man. I've been over caffeinated for ages. It's a good thing I don't like coffee, or I'd be dead, I think. So
House of Dagobah, my first time here for a live chat. Welcome, sir. We
That's
appreciate
right.
you.
Welcome home.
Welcome you are.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, in the bottom row, Rack Time Rob.
Hello.
But,
I probably should be drinking the Kickstart, but
Right?
You should be drinking, period, frankly. Right. Phil Donnelly has a valid question. Who are these guys with Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're filling in for the guest hosts.
Right.
Yeah. We're the C team.
The B team, right. Well, of course, in the top row, former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro, the honcho Mark Weber.
That's right.
Pause
We'll
for
pretty
applause.
soon. Yeah, we'll be celebrating anniversary soon. Like 20 years ago, he ran G.I. Joe.
Look, man, it's more than any other podcast out there, Scott.
That's a good point. So number one with a bullet, and happy to be back. Not that upstate New York wasn't lovely, but you know, I pride
Sounds
myself
like you
on
got out of there just in time.
exactly right. Like holy smokes! Like we were.
I'm not sure they could get the bills out.
Outside of New York City. New Yorkers consider anywhere else upstate pretty much.
Yeah, if you're
But
north of the Bronx. Yeah.
dude, we were legitimately Southern Canada, right? We were up in Potsdam.
Speaking as people raised on Long Island,
Mhm.
Staten Island was almost upstate.
Right. So,
Right.
but man, we were up there.
Agent Chuckle says, anyone tried Christmas Mountain Dew? Tastes like someone soaked a wreath in Code Red.
I like
Well,
Code Red.
Nummy.
Tiny.
In I think in January they're bringing back
good dew.
they're bringing back Pitch Black,
Ugh.
which I couldn't do it, but my buddy Chris swears by it.
It was just gross.
Yeah, that was
Supposed to be
good.
grape. Like I actually went into Code Black with high hopes, and it was just it's the worst of them all.
Yeah, not good at all. So
In the bottom row, of course, our resident comic book expert, it's Rack Time Rob.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
well, how many Batman comics did you buy this week, Rack Time Rob?
Well, it
Five?
depends on whether you count Nightwing or not.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then I
Bat
think it
family.
was just two.
All right. I'm sure there's 5 more coming out next week.
Probably.
Hmm.
Hey, I just found out today that speaking of Batman comics, they're restarting Brave and the Bold.
Ooh, now you're talking.
Batman team up.
All right.
Right. because Green Arrow and the Metal Men need more to do.
Right.
Exactly.
Andrew Gauguin has a question for Mark. Have you tried the Mountain Dew Legend they're serving at Buffalo Wild Wings yet?
I have. Wasn't terribly impressed.
Not
The
legendary?
Nah, I think it's like blue raspberry or something. It didn't do much for me. When I got my refill, I'm like, hey, can I get a refill of something else? The guy was like, yeah, no doubt, dude, no doubt.
They've heard that before.
The one at KFC has like a peach Mountain Dew that's not terrible, but it almost makes up for eating at KFC, I guess.
If you say. I don't go to KFC.
Yeah, it's
KFC, and it's nothing against the taste of KFC. It's fine. It just KFC has that. It's the one restaurant, well, one of the few restaurants that has the effect where I could just take the chicken and throw it directly in the toilet and cut out the middle.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a big KFC guy.
Extra
right
crispy
through.
is okay, but regular, no, just right in the can.
I got limited options near my my new job. So what do I got? KFC. I got a wannabe Chipotle that just opened, and Sonic. That's pretty much it. So
Wow.
Nick Adams criticizing the Batman books. Tom King is one of the writers, and he sucks.
mm-hmm.
If you read a Tom King limited series where he's working like with a kind of a little known character that he gets to play with, he's actually pretty good.
But unfortunately, they got him writing Batman, and that's not a little known character that he gets to play with.
No, the Brave and the Bold, I think it's going to be basically, one guy will write one guy will write one, basically dependent on whoever the guest star is.
I hope it's the guy I hope it's the Wonder Twin who turns into the bucket of water with a smiley face in it.
That would be Zan, voiced by Michael Bell.
Ah, there you go. Because Batman would probably just drink that bucket and then go to work on his own, baby.
Peach Mountain Dew
right
and
down the
Failure
drain.
Sadness Bowl.
I've never ordered a Sadness Bowl.
You know, it's funny. Patton Oswalt has made himself millions of dollars with that bit. And when the first time that I remember seeing that commercial, I looked over at Rob and I said, "Is this a gag? Is this a Saturday Night Live commercial? Is something wrong with KFC?" So I can't help but think, and every time I hear that bit, I was this close.
They were looking for a new marketing / licensing guy for overall KFC. So I don't know if that's because of that stuff or hard to say.
I don't know. I felt it was just brilliant when they were going through all those different kernels, and it was just
that was weird.
But it was fantastic.
Kind of weird though.
Loved it.
I mean, George Hamilton as the extra crispy kernel. Come on.
All right, give you that one. I'll give you that one. So we're glad you joined us for Fast Food Digest, or not digest, as far as
now. Before we go into an at-length dissertation on the Grimace,
right? Remember, if you're joining us on Facebook tonight, go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy, because we love little huggy guy. Even though more of our audience has been shifting over to YouTube, and remember, if you're catching us there, go ahead, give us a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, do all the cool YouTube stuff. Help us continue to grow. We had a good week last week with subscribers, so I'd like to keep that going. We did more last week than we did like the previous 2 months total. So, and it not like it was this great number, but we really did that little over about 2 months there. Mm-hmm. It was not good. We were starting to worry. We were thinking about making staffing cuts.
We were testing a charging station at work that has a screen on the top of it, and they needed to watch something. They were on YouTube. So I'm like, hey, I got some videos on YouTube, 3 exactly. So I've got a montage of my kids as babies sleeping. That's cute. It's got a nice song. It's lovely. I've got a 20-second clip of my fat cat, Dante, walking backwards with a Fritos bag totally over his head like a knight's helmet. And like a minute and a half video of me showing off the flooring I had put down in my Arizona garage ceiling, because my dad helped me start the project and I finished it after he left, and I wanted him to see how it turned out. So I got 200 views for the cat. These are all old, right? 200 views for the cat, like 50 for my kids, 21,000 for my attic flooring.
Well, they thought it was an episode of This Old House.
I had no idea. Some guy said, "Hey, great job. How thick is the flooring?" And I blew him off. That was like 3 years ago, he asked. I'm not monitoring my attic flooring, but apparently
Somebody else is.
I'm an influencer, baby. Didn't
There
even
you
know
go.
it. Me and my attic flooring in my old house in Arizona. Outstanding.
Oh my God. You can never tell.
You never know what's
You can
going to
never
trend.
tell. Phil Donnelly wants to know Hamburglar, actual menace, or unfortunate patsy from Mayor
Dude.
McCheese. Somewhere in between. I think he plays a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. And then he's got a little column C too.
I mean, there's some hidden doings at McDonald's. I mean, whatever did happen to Officer Big Mac.
Ooh,
I think he uncovered some stuff.
And the bird, who probably flew the Hamburglar out of jail, but
yeah, but they just had Birdie in their last round of Happy Meal toys, so she's fine.
back on the old McFarlane message board, some guy was dead wrong about something, right? Like, this isn't a new sculpt. They just reused, Mark McGuire for whomever. And I'm like, well, one's left-handed and one's right-handed, so probably not. And then it was like, well, you just flip the mold to save tooling. And I'm like, that's not how it works, but
Yeah, you really can't do that.
but cool. Here's a close-up of the wrinkles on the shoulder.
Right. You can flip the design
right
on the disc, but it doesn't really work that way in the physical universe.
Yeah, you're still cutting new steel, right? Saving work, but not money. And then the guy went, it was a great line. He's like, look, I don't need the Hamburglar telling me. And then the rest of the board shouted him down because he was an idiot. But the nickname stuck. And so for a couple of years, people will be like, yo, Hamburglar.
Hamburglar.
I just need a little mask and I'm good to go.
Just start dropping comments, robble.
Videos of kids sleeping are always cute until they wake up and ask what you're doing there and start screaming for their parent.
There you go.
Well, very true.
There was a picture I saw.
I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how I know that. But.
Right. There was a picture I saw online of a guy, fully dressed, spooning with a gal in bed, and his eyes are open and her eyes are closed. And under it said, "This could be us, but you be locking your windows." That's my internet win. That's my internet win of the week.
That's terrible.
but awesome. Too.
Well, yeah.
Robble.
I didn't say it wasn't funny. I just said it was terrible.
Robble.
Rich Cohan calling me out there. Those adult Happy Meal toys are creepy. Yes, they are. They are incredibly creepy.
You're gonna have to catch me up on this, and I'm terrified to ask. But what kind of adult toy comes in an adult Happy Meal?
It was some. They did it right before Halloween, and it was some weird. Like, you got this odd doll. It was either Grimace or Hamburglar or the Bird or
or the toy company's mascot.
Right, or the toy company's mascot. They all had 4 eyes. Yeah, it was just, and they were just like these little rubber figurines. It was really strange.
And people were going bananas for them because People's is dumb.
That's some good marketing right there.
Right. You couldn't. They couldn't have paid for better marketing because it just. Yeah, it was horrendous.
I got a rubber vibrating Grimace. What am I going to do with that?
Torpedo Mike says those toys give you double vision. But
very nice.
Right? Anyways. So what do you say now that we've burned a quarter hour of everybody's lives that they're never going to get back? That's a What's on Joe Mind specialty.
That's it.
It's on the house.
Blather.
What, you thought we were going to start with a wrestling match? Nah.
Oh, no.
Look who's walking to the ring. It's the What's on Joe Mind crew.
No, I mean, you really, fisticuffs are going to be at a minimum anytime Joe Colton's not here.
That's true. Well,
and she is a late scratch today. She is off making the world safe for democracy.
She's punching somebody.
Right.
Probably.
It's not
Probably.
We can't tell you what exactly she's up to, but it is work related. And if it's work related, she's making the world safe for democracy. No lie.
Yeah.
So we're sad when she's not here, but we're also happy when she's not here because democracy is safe. So what do you say we get to the community calendar? I got to hit my button.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe mind? Wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community calendar.
That's right.
That's right. If you have a show you want to plug on our show, just follow that email address we had on the screen there. What's on Joe mind @gmail.com, and we'll do our best to get it in there.
And if you have speakers in your car that you want to blow, download the podcast and roof that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! So you know the guys who drive down the road going boom, 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 boom. Do that, but with us. Yeah.
Right.
Drive down the street going,
Oh, how I
calendar.
how I long to be the bass truck going up and down Kirkwood Avenue in Bloomington.
We need Agent Chuckles to get us the full length version of community calendar. That's what we need. He's working on a community calendar version 2 theme.
Ooh,
so
the remix.
We will hear from James again.
I hope it's got the speed metal version of it.
Well, anyways, coming up on December 11th, it's going to be kind of a boring weekend this weekend, obviously, with Thanksgiving coming up. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody in the U.S. who celebrates, which should be everybody because it involves eating. Toyman Show. It's in St. Louis. It's December 11th, 9 to 3, $5 admission, $12 for early bird at 8 o'clock. That is in the Big Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri. I sold this one pretty hard last week, so I'm not going to sell it hard again. It's a huge show for something that happens 7 times a year. That Machinist Hall is a 2-story building. They fill it full of toy vendors. Toyman Show it's not just a great place to pick stuff up. It's almost like a portable traveling museum because you get folks going back to they'll bring stuff, those tin toys from the 20s and 30s they'll sell at this Toyman Show, all the way up through stuff that you can buy off the shelves today.
The very first wooden Superman figure.
Right. I took him in the tub and now he's split.
Like Army Pete.
Right. But so if you're anywhere within a couple hours of St. Louis, Missouri, do yourself a favor, get to the Toyman Show. This will be the last one for 2022. They'll probably roll one out somewhere in February or early March 2023. So you're never too far away from the next one. But get yourself there.
Oh, boy, my time is awful. Ready?
Yes.
They got stuff you can't buy in stores like G.I. Joe Classified.
You're just upset because you don't go to Target.
Yeah, that's true.
They're in stores, just not stores that you go to.
Not in my stores.
And remember, if you see our friend Dave Draper and give him a hug, you will save $0 on admission.
But you will make us laugh. So
right.
I will make sure to post his Facebook status where he complains about getting hugged by strangers.
Yeah. Tell him what's on Joe Mind sent you.
Oh God. Geez,
he'll charge an extra buck.
Right.
Oh.
Right. That would just result in Dave showing up on our front door. Probably armed.
And you know what? I'd still be laughing.
Look, we all got to go sometime.
Because you know what? It's a great way to go. Because I mean, I'm sorry, but that's a good gag.
Yeah.
It's a good gag.
You think you'd just be happy to get out of Bridgeton, but
it's worth it.
Bridgeton is it's out on the northwest side. It's close to the airport.
Well, that's not bad.
No.
Because now you correct me if I'm wrong, because you got the experience. The further from East St. Louis you get, the better, right?
Oh, well, I mean, as a general rule, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But there's like East St. Louis is obviously it's in Illinois. It's on the other side of the river. But there's parts of town. There's parts of town on the east side of the river that aren't bad.
Okay.
I think it's just because everybody's left East St. Louis at this point.
Right. It's just a hollow.
Right. There's just not a whole lot left.
Like
the people who are still there are kind of like, yeah, you know what? Let's plant some trees. Let's make this place a little better.
Right. You can wander around for half an hour with it and run into Rick Grimes and Michonne and all that. Solid.
There's Anyways, moving on. Ooh, double clicked. Also on September 11th, the SoCal Joe Show for all you folks out in California. Phil Donnelly will give you driving directions, but it's at the Embassy Suites in Temecula. Go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Come on, you're going to do it, so go ahead, just get it out of your system.
I'm 100%. I just, I had to check that box, and I did, and we'll move on.
Okay.
Hey, what if you did it quiet?
What if I'm just quiet?
Oh,
I will not let this joke die.
$5 for 10 to 3. If you pay 10, you'll get in at 9, and that's when all the deals happen. Is at 9. They ain't messing around at SoCal, but you don't have to get up terribly early either. So points for them. But again, the Embassy Suites in Temecula. I don't know who we can tell you to hug. Maybe Biff. Phil, you going to be at that one?
Ooh.
He's here to remind us it's off the 15.
Is that
no, the 15's jammed.
No, he doesn't mean the 15. He means the I-5. If you take the 15, you're going to be so late. It's going to be jammed.
No early bird if you take the 15.
You got to take Rodeo and go all the way down.
So yes, Philip Donnelly will be there. So if
There
you
you
hug
go.
Phil,
All right, there you go.
You will save $0 an admission at the SoCal Joe Show. But go ahead, give it a shot anyway.
He'll be the guy eating popcorn out of an AT-AT.
Right.
And I respect him for that.
Yeah.
He may share. Don't ask why it tastes like butterscotch.
Right. Some other jabronis will be there with Scout Walkers, man. You can't fit any popcorn in a Scout Walker.
No, Scout Walker's more of like a, that's something you should put the beverage in.
Yeah.
Right.
Chicken Walker.
That's all we got for community calendar this week, folks. Getting close to the holidays. Nobody's going to touch us.
And if you feel like that community calendar was a little light on content, it's kind of a spoiler for the whole damn show, baby.
Enjoy the blather.
It's not our fault.
There's a Comic-Con or a toy show. What's on Joe Mind wants to know. Tell Mike, Mark, and Joe. Community Calendar.
And there again, if we're missing something, be sure to let us know at that email that you saw there. What's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of us for most things. But it's we're getting to that point where there aren't going to be a whole lot of shows for the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll have some news. I don't know. Yeah. No live show next week.
We're gonna have some impressive what we got in sections.
Ooh.
We hope.
I got an idea. Hey, we haven't broke a whole year's worth of spoilers in a while. Should we do that again?
Yes.
We'd
like to do that. We'd like that, but that to break a year's worth of spoilers, we would require a year's worth of spoilers. That's
something
kind of
that they didn't already spoil themselves.
Right.
Good point.
Right.
We could go down that list,
Rich Cohan, cementing the obvious. We're here for the blather. Tell your friends about the blather.
You're right on time, man.
But,
come for the community calendar. Stay for the blather.
That's right. Free blather.
Right.
BOGO on blather this week.
What do you say we roll into the news? News is brought to you by Kokomo Toys, who also are proud to present Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler tank.
I so want to have this toy made. This is just fantastic.
That cat whipped somebody's ass when he got out of there.
He drew blood. Oh yeah.
He looks very determined.
He is not messing around.
That's really what sells it for me.
Maybe he lost his
Maybe
he lost his little tiny microphone. He's really mad about it.
It was pre-lost.
Well, I mean, you could kind of tell because it's probably the same color as his fur up there.
Right.
He may still have it. It's just
Right.
mixed right in.
He just found that his microphone was a repro. Oh,
Oh,
I paid $50 for this.
oh. Phil Donnelly says, no one said it had to be a year's worth of G.I. Joe spoilers. Now we're talking. Now we've got some.
All
Right?
right.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of our thing, though.
Who hasn't seen Only Murders in the Building? Here we go.
Right?
Episode by episode of the 1970s classic Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Episode 1, Lou hates Spunk.
Mary gets an apartment, and Lou hates Spunk.
Oh, man. That Lou.
Well, nobody likes Spunk.
I suppose that's fair.
First news item.
Dude.
We've been telling you about it for a couple of weeks now. It's live on Kickstarter, After Action Report, Volume 3, from our good friends Josh Eggerbean and Roger Taft. This is covering the IDW?
The Real American Hero IDW run.
Okay, right. I like in my head, I got it the right way, and then I think, wait, did I get that backwards? And I never actually get it backwards. But I
It was 155.5 to 300.
This is why we keep you around, Ragtime Rob. You're our comic book guy.
I never heard IDW get pronounced with a question mark before, but that was awesome.
IDW?
IDW? Hmm?
Like, there's only been 3 companies, so I got good odds.
Wait a minute, didn't Dark Horse do a G.I. Joe something or other?
They
like
did.
G.I. Joe 3D or something?
Oh, come on.
Well,
now.
Blackthorn did the 3D. Dark Horse had a 4-issue miniseries around the time Extreme was out.
Extreme!
And it used the Extreme.
Extreme!
So technically, Alex Trebek would say 5, right? Okay.
I suppose you are technically correct.
Plus,
But that's kind of correct.
And that
Cracked
is the
magazine.
best kind of correct.
Cracked Magazine did G.I. Joke once. It's pretty good, actually.
That most certainly did not count.
Yeah, that don't know.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead. I'm going to give us a dollar amount. And it is funded, by the way, so you can pledge with confidence. $12,852 of its $9,000 goal. So the book's going to happen. You still got 27 days left to go. As you can see there on the screen, campaign ends December 16th at 8:34 a.m. Eastern time.
What?
Sure. We'll just call it the 15th.
How random is that?
I know, right? That's it just makes you wonder what he was smoking when they put this together.
Right.
But
if you get there at 8:35, I'm sorry.
He was huffing bookbinding glue.
right. So $35 gets you the After Action Report Volume 3 book. $50 gets you the author signed edition. Or it'll get you the book and the exclusive ash can. But yeah, it's very, very inexpensive. It's a great tool. It's really a labor of love and a very comprehensive piece of work. I've enjoyed the first chapter. The second one should be on its way very shortly, and I have no doubt the third one will maintain that level of quality. So, again, if you got $40 or so after shipping laying around, this is where it needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
After Action Report Volume 3. I've lost my buttons. There we go. Next news item. Hey, it's a reminder. We can take one of them off, but that doesn't mean that you can forget about the Operation Recall Backer Kit.
Mm-hmm.
You got a little ways to go on this. It'll probably come off of the news for a couple of weeks here, as we all go crazy with Christmas shopping and what have you. But February 28th, Operation Recall Backer Kit closes up, so you got lots of time to go over. If you pledged on Kickstarter, you can go finalize your pledge, and then you can purchase add-ins, and the pricing of whatever you buy new depends on how much you pledged in the Kickstarter. So the more you pledged, the cheaper any add-ons will be for you. Carson took some great pains on setting that up that way. So again, if you got a little extra money laying around, like nobody does, head on over to operationrecall.backerkit.com. You don't have to have pledged the Kickstarter to get in on the backer kit. You can be a brand new pledger and get in on Operation Recall. And I absolutely recommend that. Fantastic stuff being done by Carson's team, which includes all the folks who did this for Hasbro's G.I. Joe back in the 80s and 90s. He's got Kirk Bazigian, he's got Ron Rudat, he's got Larry Hama. He's got all those guys. Bill Merkline's doing sculpts. It is a fantastic and awesome project. Head over to 3djoes.com, get all the details on the project itself. Head over to, as we said before, operationrecall.backerkit.com and send some money, get some awesome toys.
He's waiting to hear back from Hector Garrido, though.
Too soon.
Too soon? All right, fair. Help Carson out. He's got to buy sweaters for his dachshunds.
Right.
And those are more expensive, right?
Matt Rubin, I need to let my bank account get a little more cushion again before I add more from Operation Recall. Well, you got till February.
Yeah, it's fine.
Got till February. It's okay. Don't panic. I know we're doing this early. We just got through call sign Longbow. I wanted to make sure that we got this back in everybody's consciousness as well. We'll touch it again after New Year's, I'm sure. Viper Scout says, I remember a rumor from the 90s that Liefeld wanted to publish G.I. Joe through Image, was going to tie in Youngblood and his Extreme Studios characters into it. Racktime Rob, let's get a reaction from you on that.
Another cannonball dodged.
Yeah, probably entirely false.
I that rumor may have happened, but I mean, there might not have been anything, behind it.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything to that.
But either way,
any truth to the rumor that just saying the words Rob Liefeld makes both of Rob's hands turn into fists automatically?
It does make the vein in his neck bulge. It's kind of like the beginning stages of the Hulk transformation.
Actually, strangely enough,
70s.
my feet hurt.
Right? What feet? I can't see them. See? This whole show's a tribute to Rob.
Makes everyone's shoes shrink.
Right. Except for Joe, right? Because once in a while we'll get that foot pick will show up.
Oh my God. Next news item.
Do.
Hey, guess what's for sale?
Oh wow. You know how when you buy a new car and drive it off the lot, it's immediately worth $10,000 less?
Right. So anyways, Hasbro is looking to sell Entertainment One, any part of the studio that is not directly related to producing their content. They are looking to sell that off. It was just a couple of years ago, 2019, they paid $4 billion in cash for Entertainment One, and we wonder why profits are down. But that's okay.
Well, guess figure prices going up this year.
Right. Raise prices by 25%. That'll cover it. That'll make everybody buy more. Anyways, this from the Hollywood Reporter. Toy giant Hasbro is set to put Entertainment One up for a possible sale as it explores interest fielded in the film and TV production and distribution unit. Quote, following our recent Investor Day where we introduced our new branded entertainment strategy, Blueprint 2.0, we received inbound interest from several parties for the part of the E1 television and film business that while valuable is not core to our go-forward strategy. This interest informed our decision to explore a sale process. Chris Cox, Hasbro CEO, said in a statement last Thursday.
How many revisions do you think that statement went through before they finally settled on this? Right, like. Right. That doesn't even sound human.
Before he finally said,
I mean, I read pretty good, and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah.
So
by the time they sell it, it's going to be like Entertainment 0.75, I think, right?
Yeah.
0.64, perhaps.
Blueprint 0.43. Right. And Phil Donnelly, again, saying what we're all thinking. Chris Cox must have been bullied a lot as a kid. Middle school is hell. It's hell.
I worked with a girl named Lauren Cross at McFarlane Toys, and she got an important phone call. Had to apologize for taking it. She said, "I'm sorry, that was my brother Chris." And I'm like, "No way."
Perhaps you've heard of him. He wrote Sailing.
She's like, "Yeah, he goes by Christopher." I bet he does.
It takes
And
him
then-
away to where he always heard it could be.
Long pause, and then I said, "Does he make you want to jump?"
And he's got such a long way to go.
Is he the Mac Daddy or the Daddy Mac? I forget.
I don't know.
We're
You're
going-
doing Chris Cross, and we're doing easy listening of the early 80s.
We're going yacht rock crisscross.
Either one works.
I know.
Oh.
I was kind of hoping Rob would give us the Michael McDonald callback, but he didn't.
I'm worried about getting demonetized,
Right?
Fair enough.
6 seconds. 6 seconds. Then we're in trouble.
Such a long way to go.
If you've never seen that skit on SCTV, look it up on YouTube. It's priceless.
Rick Moranis is a genius.
Yeah. This sounds like an awful lot like Hasbro deciding it wants to be a toy company rather than an entertainment company.
We're gonna have to hire some people back.
Right.
Just saying.
Or maybe quit firing people.
That's a start, right?
That's
that's
that'd
the beginning.
Maybe a first step before we
That's
hire people.
That's the
Maybe
beginning.
quit firing people.
Quit
But,
trying to be something you're not,
Mm,
I mean, that's a good. All tongue in cheekiness aside, it's probably a really good thing, right?
so yeah, I mean, it is big picture. It is. I'm just thinking to myself that $4 billion that they spent
Oh yeah.
in today's dollars, considering inflation, what it's been the last 6 months or so, that's like $13.8 billion.
Yeah.
In cash.
Ugh.
In cash.
Like what Hasbro Entertainment in the last 20 years has been super valuable. I mean, it feels like they righted the ship a little bit on the Transformers franchise with the Bumblebee movie, but beyond that, am I missing a television show that was rock solid or anything? Like
E1, they did do Yellow Jackets on Hulu. That got good buzz. It's been popular. So it's not, it's not like Stranger Things popular, but it's been top 10 on Hulu kind of popular.
Okay.
I'm not even familiar with Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
Are there toys for it?
No, it's not that kind of property.
Oh, okay, well,
But, Viper Scout says, why, with some being owned by them for years, have they not produced multiple cartoons of all of their properties? Good question, Viper Scout.
Yeah.
I've asked that one many times over many weeks. Many times.
even if you can't go full cartoon animation, more web stuff, right? Like, come on.
Something. Matt Rubin says Hasbro isn't going to get half of that $4 billion back. Unfortunately, I would be surprised if they got over a quarter of it back. Frankly, but yeah, it's $4 billion.
Remember
So,
that?
yeah, get ready for classified figures to cost you $28 this year.
Remember the scene in Batman where the Joker slides down the pile of money and then just sets it on fire?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Oh, before we get too depressed, let's go on to the next news item.
I'm not depressed. Wasn't my money.
I guess not.
Do.
At a certain point, yes, it was.
I like this. This is actually a true statement chronologically, right? Mark Webber leaves Hasbro, comma, Hasbro loses $3 billion. Wasn't my choice, man.
$4 billion.
Well, they'll get something for it, right?
$4 billion in cash.
They'll get something for it, right?
Right, and they're not
yeah.
selling all of it,
No.
so they're not going to necessarily want to they might not be worth recouping all of that. But
Right.
anyways,
As-
next news item.
Yeah, as I was saying. Do.
That's right, and new product launched over at Big Bad Toy Store from Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Workshop, the maiden voyage for Big Bad Toy Store's in-house production company. Operation Monster Force, available this week. It is a 1/12 line. You can see a couple of them there. That's the Forgotten King. We caught him when we had Bill from Fresh Monkey Fiction on a couple of months ago. This is, I think they decided to go 6-inch instead of 4-inch with these guys.
I believe they did, yeah.
And but that considering what they do 4-inch figures like Marauder and them do 4-inch figures. That's an easy transition. But yeah, neat stuff. Forgotten King is the main bad guy there, and Van Helsing is the main good guy. You can see even more of the line if you go over to Big Bad Toy Store and check it out. Just search for Monster Force; it'll come right up. Obviously, again, they're partners in it with Fresh Monkey Fiction, so it's real easy to find. If you can't find it on Big Bad Toy Store, you're not trying very hard. They are a little steep. You are checking in at $36.99 per figure. But we've got these guys. I've got some neat army builders in Wave 1.
They got a Dracula.
They got Dracula.
I'm digging that spellcasting hand on Forgotten King, right? That's bad.
Yeah. Forgotten King is really neat. I'll gotta say Van Helsing is kind of he's the worst of that first wave. He's just kind of bland. He's just kind of there. But the army builders are pretty cool. And Forgotten King is exceptionally cool. And much success. We hope Bill and the gang hit the ground running with this one and move a lot of product.
Gotta say, I'm getting a little bit of a beachhead vibe there from Van Helsing, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
With the crossbow and the brown pants and
yeah, brown pants. That's what everybody thinks of with beachhead.
I'm just saying. Well, the intact crotch doesn't match, but
no,
it's not perfect. But
maybe it's just the quality of said pants just hides it.
If I crack that crotch off, you'd be like, "Yeah, I can see it now."
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Mark, again, I got 54 of the things, and one of them has a broken crotch. So really, I'm not the crazy one here.
Yeah, but you got standards, right? Like, come on now.
I don't have standards.
So at some point, Rob's going to glue a crotch onto that one and see how long it takes you to notice.
It'll be like the wrong one too.
Right? No, it'll be like CoverGirl's crotch. Right?
Busted off some other figure.
Yep.
be blue something.
It'd be barbecue's crotch, or worse, Mercer's.
Oh, no, that one I'd pick up. That'd be
right.
Oh, anyways. Phil Donnelly, thinking too hard. Curious how the Egyptian theme guy has the title of king because he wasn't named by an Egyptian guy. Who knows, Phil? Come on, man. Just enjoy the coolness here.
Picking nits, throwing cold water on everything.
Man.
Phil Donnelly.
Good Lord, Phil. Such a downer since you left the show. Yes, last week.
Yeah, kind of.
Here I am picking on Phil.
Gotta say, kind of bitchy for the king of Disneyland, right?
Right,
Come on now.
Yeah. Damn, man.
Hasn't been able to get into the happiest place on earth for a recharge.
That's right.
Yeah, like call sign Longbow, thick in the crotch.
That's right, bro.
Next news item.
Do.
Hey, it's what we sold the show to you on. But lots of pre-orders coming in this week. Lots of pre-orders coming in this week. Racktime Rob, what's the stuff you got email notifications for? As far as
I got
coming in from
Hasbro
either
Pulse
from Hasbro Pulse or Big Bad or Entertainment Earth or whatever. You rattle it off.
I got notifications for Serpentor in his air chariot, Dr. Mindbender, and Sergeant Slaughter.
All right. And Sarge has already shown up for some of us, and Tiger Force Outback has shown up for some of us. Some of the Tiger Force or some of the Python Patrol bats are coming in. So lots of pre-orders hitting this week, just to get it in and out of your account right before Black Friday. But hey, better than coming out in the middle of December.
In fact, my Serpentor is currently in transit.
No
on
way.
its way to me.
Aren't you just that damn special?
Right. Ooh.
I mean, mine is too. I just don't talk about it on the show. I don't want people going through my mail.
I can't wait for you to open up that envelope of Serpentor.
Right.
Well, coming from the Pulse, so
All
there's a
right.
good chance
Yeah,
for a
it's
bump.
Pulse.
And you know what? I should walk that back. Never got anything but fantastically boxed and taken care of stuff from the Pulse. So
yeah, Pulse. If Pete, you can have your quibbles, you can have your complaints, but as far as actually getting stuff shipped to you, they tend to do a spectacular job.
Absolutely.
That's so yes, by all means, be sure to leave us a comment. Tell us what you've got coming in this week. We've got lots. I'm kind of.
I mean, that doesn't even address the rumors that like Dusty and Zarana might be floating around out there. So.
Yeah, apparently they're making the trip. Apparently the Sky Strikers have made their way stateside from the HasLab. So maybe that's not going to wait until April of next year. I put that on Twitter with the caption, "I gotta go move some stuff," and that is not a lie. Okay, that is not even close to a lie. Gotta move some stuff. There is no room for all the Sky Strikers. None. Mark Weber, how many Sky Strikers you get?
Just one. I'm not living that fat, right? Like, so I was happy to get one.
Right.
I wish we'd have got ketchup and mustard though.
Right, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
I did throw down for a second one with the intent of turning around and
Flipville.
Yeah, selling that guy off. Now, will I actually pull that off? We don't know.
You better.
Right.
Just like all you Premier member bastards who bought that Tiger Force Outback today. So it couldn't go down to the Morlocks.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. Anyways. But Phil Donnelly doing my work for me. My boss would like a Sky Striker. Well, we'll just see.
He can
We'll
bid.
just see.
We'll see.
Well, we'll see if he wins with the high bid.
Right.
Yeah.
My boss wants E1. That might happen too.
Oh, goodness. Andrew Galgan. Outback showed up last Friday. Viper 3 coming in tomorrow from Amazon for a tidy $78.89.
Hey, on sale.
That's not bad for that. $10 off. Now to remind GameStop that I already canceled my pre-order. Well. Nick Adams, I've gotten way too much in. Started the summer with 7 Marvel Legends, and I'm up to about 250 now.
Damn.
It sounds like a Rack Time Rob collection.
Yeah, as I said, I'm rapidly piling up Avengers membership here.
250 Marvel Legends. That's about what, 6 or 7 accessories?
But it's a lot of hands.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
A lot of extra hands.
Yeah. Hey, like I said last week, pre-ordered Safari Jacket Wonder Man.
I'm okay with that. I kind of dug Wonder Man. But yeah, only the Safari jacket, right? Like
yeah. Oh yeah, no. Safari jacket, yeah. Like I said, the other thing, it had been like, he had kind of a neat design when the Busick Perez run, but it's Safari jacket's the clear winner.
Yeah. Ooh, do the glasses come off? Does he have red eyes behind that?
Oh, that would be cool.
Would be cool.
I don't think they do though.
I don't think they do. I haven't seen any pictures of that guy with his glasses off.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Don't comment in the live chat. Comment down below. Comment when you put a big boy comment on the video. That's what helps us.
I saw a 4-panel comic of a guy taking a box from the Amazon or whatever driver, and then the second box, his wife goes, "Another toy." And third panel, he goes, "You're starting to sound like my ex-wife." And she says, "You were married before?" And the fourth panel, he goes, "No."
Ooh.
I can safely say that was not at the core of my marriage falling apart.
Mm.
She,
And not to be sexist, you can flip the genders on that.
yeah, she collected a lot more
time.
crap than I did, so a lot more. Matt Rubin, over the past 2 months, I've gotten 2 Viper 3-packs, another Alley Viper, another Bat, 2 Retro Baroness. Sergeant Slaughter is waiting on a pile of loot. Serpentor and Mindbender off nearing. Yeah, we're all kind of in that boat. It's all the money we spent months ago
Coming home to roost.
Right. Ouch.
And
I'm happy to get this stuff, but ooh.
At some point, Super 7 stuff will start showing up.
Right. Last week's paycheck dwindled quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll say that. That's the news.
Do.
Just had to get my button. Couldn't find it. I'm losing track of the buttons a lot today. I'm already tired. That's not good.
Hold on.
There you go.
You just send that over this way.
Doesn't work like that, I don't think. But January 1, pitch black, baby.
I'll take it off. I'll take it from this.
Yeah,
this
here we go. Hold on. Ready? Wait, here, I'll pour it this way. Go. Yeah, baby.
Oh, it's like they rehearsed it.
The internet's, baby. How's that taste, Mike?
It's fantastic.
No, then it wasn't me.
It tastes a lot like water.
This stuff is one and done, baby. If anybody wants half a can, come on over. Like whoever that weird guy was who ran through the background.
We had about 70 live viewers when we started that bit, and it's dropped down to 63 already. It's a 10% knockout from just one sight gag.
Should I give my 16-year-old son the rest of this Mountain Dew Kickstarter at 9:52 at night?
He's going to be up anyway. You might as well.
Probably.
That's a win.
I like it.
But
oh, I got a McFarlane question.
Oh, wait. Here we go. There we go. Josiah Alcorn asks, was Market McFarlane for the Dragons line?
Yep. Wasn't my line, but I got to contribute to it. That was one of the cool things there was the brand managers were all friends. And so I got to contribute bits and ideas here and there. So I got to do a little bit on Spawn, got to do a little on Walking Dead, got to do a little on Dragons, McFarlane's Monsters, and all that. Yeah, I got to do some cool stuff. It was a good job. I like my time at McFarlane.
Draws Walker says the price Tiger Force Duke and Ram is a hefty $42 a target. That's right in line with their other motorcycle one. Baroness was $40.
Motorcycles were $39.99.
Yeah, Baroness was $40. Breaker and the Ram was $42. So that's fine. That's right there.
The basic figures have gone up since then, right? So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they that actually went up less than the basic figures.
Right.
Dude, I'd pay $45 for a Tiger Force Ram with a better placement on the Tiger, rather than having it down there on like the fuselage, maybe up on the front where heads are supposed to be.
It's just got a really big forehead thing, like a hammerhead shark.
Hey, so do I. I mean, what's the big deal? I think McFarlane is bringing the Dragons line back. I think I saw that last week. So
might as well.
Check it out.
Retro the shit out of that too.
We like Uncle Todd. Go check it out.
So that's the recipe for much dollars these days.
Ain't no royalty on a Dragons line.
Right.
So
find something old that you did 10, 15, 20 years ago. Do it again.
That's it.
That's all you got to do. Don't bother coming up with new crap. No new crap.
What are you, Hollywood?
What was that? An episode of The Simpsons?
Yeah. When the Bachman Turner Overdrive was coming on.
Do the working out song. Or do TCB.
I think I have
Get to the working overtime part.
I think I've got a McFarlane Dragon downstairs. Maybe next week. Crack and bring them up here. What I got in from the basement.
That should be its own show.
Right from the base.
What's in Mark's basement?
When we do pre-recorded stuff that nobody watches, that's what we should do with that.
We don't have a garage out here, so our basement is like ridiculous garbage. Like I can't even fathom what's down there. So yeah, it would be kind of cool just go down there like a claw game and just come up with whatever was on top of this pile.
What's in this box?
Yeah,
Look at the hot show, Mark
Someone's
Weber.
baby shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I do have the figures in good order though, right? I showed you the Rubbermaid
That's true.
container last week, so
That's true. What had prompted that to be removed from its resting place?
if I told you, it'd be a bit of a spoiler. I don't know if I want to do that.
Okay.
But here's the hint, and you'll get the payoff sooner or later. It was a G.I. Joe box because I keep my Joes and Cobras separate because otherwise they'll fight, right? And it was G.I. Joe characters, code names S through Z. And I think it's all, I don't know if there's any Rise of Cobra stuff. I think it's all pre-Rise of Cobra. But there's some of those bad, T-crotch Joes in there and some of that garbage. So it's not exclusively Real American Hero, but and it wasn't because I had a semantic problem with it or anything. I just ran out of space in those specific containers I have. So my Rise of Cobra stuff is elsewhere. I'm not sure where, but this stuff I know where it is.
Semantic problem.
Yeah. So why would Webb be looking for a G.I. Joe character codenamed S through Z? Stay tuned. And by stay tuned, I don't mean later tonight.
Right.
I mean down the road. Yeah, it's a pre-tease.
It's part of Mark's upcoming 18-part series on Tracker.
That's it. Oh,
there you go.
Because that's what today's YouTube audience wants to see is deep dive, 6 hours worth of programming.
The guy who fought Cobra in sweatpants.
Right. Man, when eBay was brand new and I had a little bit of money out of college and I was back collecting the Joes that came out after I stopped, I remember seeing that guy going, ooh.
Ooh.
Not sure which side of the almost goddamn everything and Cobra Law. Not sure which side of the line I'm going to put that guy on.
Right.
But he made it eventually. You got to blow up Raft, right?
Viper Scout asked, where did you put Mercer, Joe, or Cobra box? Mine went in that round box with the plastic liner.
Right. I think I did make. I mean, I am the king of lazy bastard custom, so I should show you my Mercer Viper figure sometime. Right. It's pretty simple. If you want to know the recipe. Right.
Yeah.
Take a Viper.
Mercer head, Viper body.
Pop the head. Put a Mercer head on it. Replace back screw. There you go. All new figure. That's the only Mercer Mike would like. He'd probably take that one and put him with one bullet hole right here and a smiling low light near him and winner.
Him in his proper turncoat colors.
A low light going.
Mike Irizarry presents the low light Mercer 2-pack.
Right. Or maybe I'd go sci-fi. A laser hole.
No, you're not going sci-fi. You're a Flash guy.
Yeah, but
No. You go low light because I want his head reduced to a fine red mist.
Actually, you didn't have any sci-fi hate, right?
Not really, no.
Even though he kind of took Flash's job.
Everybody had their job taken.
That's true.
I didn't hate Beachhead because he took Stalker's gig. I didn't hate Leatherneck because he took Gung Ho's job. They were just around. There was just redundancy. It was a big team.
Josiah's been listening.
Yeah, Josiah Alcorn asked, when you did a giant G.I. Joe Cobra living room face-off, what was the most prominent non-Joe toy that snuck in the fight?
I didn't. You know what? I was pure, man. I didn't sneak anything else in. But in the early days, I would have to use a whole bunch of couch cushions or maybe some wood or something to give Cobra a base.
Lincoln Logs. Yeah.
Just because pre-Terradrome, I had the Joe headquarters and I had to give Cobra something on the other side. So,
right.
But that was big time, man. Like seriously, that is all I want to do is get back or have a house big enough and kick my kids out.
Soon enough.
Soon enough. Coming soon. Yeah, coming soon. Really. Just to set up that big fight. It would take all week to set it up And then on the weekend, I would play it out one shot at a time, like a Dungeons and Dragons round, right? Like roll for initiative. And then
Phil Donnelly's taking off. It's like 10 o'clock at night. He's eating dinner. What's up with that?
He was a little salty, so
weird.
Want to get him fed.
Clearly, he's hangry. Needs a
He's eating all that popcorn with no drink, right? But yeah, it would be like round one, low light shoots Raptor in the face. And I just tip him over. All right, now what's Cobra gonna do, right? It would be like thumbless Cobra officer drives the Stinger.
I'll get you, Joe.
Right to the front of attack and fires a missile, and then flip it around. Chuckles catches missile and throws it back at Cobra. It was the best. I mean, legitimately, no spin. Some of the very best times of my entire life, just playing that Cobra G.I. Joe War out. Like we joke about it, right? But that's why I'm still talking about G.I. Joe at 48 years old, because it was that awesome and I dug it that much.
You're really damn old, Mark.
I'm telling you, man. It's not the years, man. It's the mileage.
Right. Cy Alcorn says Florida has retirement communities built around golf. We could get one based on action figures. It's probably coming.
That's who they're marketing to.
Probably coming.
They'll have theme parks for us at 60 with the saddest roller coasters ever, right? Woo! Okay, we're done. Yep. People there to help you get out of the seats and stuff. It'd be great.
I never was big on roller coasters, but man, those teacup rides. I used to be hell on earth spinning those things.
Yeah, I could do those for a while. And then
I used to get people sick on those rides before the ride actually started. just sitting there.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm done with the teacups. I did my tour.
That's why this shoulder starts the lawnmower on the first try every time. Turn that big wheel. Just interesting patches of dirt to set up toys. I actually made that joke. When I was in St. Louis, they tore down one of the big shopping malls, and it was just for a long time. And like halfway through the process, they had torn down the old mall, and they were putting in, like it was one of those new kind of communities that was part apartments and part commercial and part just kind of one of those self-contained kind of neighborhoods. And Mark's doing like the weird eye thing on this.
No, it was just my email popped up and I didn't know if that made it on air. So I was opening and closing my email over here on monitor number 2.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not in front of the camera, so I think you're okay.
Okay, I'm just checking.
All right,
because I'm a pro's pro,
Right.
So when I go like this, I'm not really doing something else.
Right, because I started looking over to is there something on the wall behind me? What's going on?
Really, it's just about to do. I think.
Anyways, so they tear it up, and before they started building anything, there were just these giant mounds of dirt, and they were there long enough that like grass started to grow out of it. I was like, oh man, I need to come back with a box full of tanks.
Did you guys play with yours outdoors?
Sometimes.
Not very often.
I didn't hardly at all because I didn't want to lose. I remember dropping like 2 hours after I got him, dropping Zartan's pistol into the grass, right into the lawn. And I'm like, I don't know, what was 3rd grade then, 4th grade maybe. And I'm like, I'm never finding that. But here goes. And sure enough, man, found that pistol. But yeah, I didn't want him. And I think scarred from that, I was like, you guys are going inside.
Yeah, it was when they would go outside, a lot of times the gun stayed inside.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like outside was some vehicle battle, sure. But
I didn't play with them outside. And I never shot them. Like I know a lot of kids shot up their G.I. Joes, like not even the damaged ones, right? Because I could always find a job for a guy with a broken thumb. And other than that, I didn't really break them. They were pretty sturdy and I was pretty careful. But man, break a thumb, you're firing the flak.
Right.
The flak has triggers, I think. So you're good, buddy. 8-fingered Brown, get up there.
The whirlwind is comfortable.
That's right. Or the
Rich
Ram,
Cohan
right?
says, my original ripcord met a sad lawnmower
Ooh.
fate. It's not quite the same thing.
The Ram was the most forgiving thing ever because you're like, how many thumbs does a Ram driver have? You don't know. You're just tucking that in there, right?
Yeah.
So
Doesn't even need fingers.
I think the only one I broke like the whole hand, like all 4 fingers, was Zap. And I wasn't the only guy to ruin a Zap.
No.
hand, I'm pretty sure.
No, Zap's the one that there's a lot of Zaps out there that have the thumb, but don't have the other 4 fingers.
Yeah, I think he's the only one where I ever broke the 4 fingers. I broke a number of thumbs. We all did.
I had a grunt that happened to.
I broke the thumb on my Steeler.
I did too.
And I wrote Hasbro and said, I can't get another one, right? My parents aren't going to buy me a tank for a replacement Steeler who can still, by my own rules, drive the tank. But it's disappointing because he's my favorite Joe and I can't replace him. And they sent me a Steeler way back. And I'm like, that company's all right. And I believed that for a long time.
It's a different age.
What a setup.
They were sucker. They were playing the long con. They were playing the long con even back then.
It was a long con, man. That was
They
was
read
an
that letter.
85-year long.
that was 35 years of a setup. Wow. I'm not
They
even
read that
mad
letter.
anymore.
And Kirk Bazigian turned to the rest of the team and said, "We got him."
Right?
Yeah.
We're gonna
And then
hurt
he
this
climbed
kid.
into a battle wagon that burst into flames.
We're gonna hurt this kid. In 35 years, he'll be sorry.
Yeah, Draws Walker 9 says Grunt was notorious for broken thumbs. He really was. Behind Zap and Short Fuse, he was probably the guy that
I never was it short fuse because of the thick handle on the
Yeah.
yeah.
See, I never bothered, right? I just set the hand on top of
Right.
the hand, like there was a button.
Right.
I'm not messing with that. No way.
I didn't get Short Fuse until Swivel Arm was a thing. So
like
that was never a problem for me.
nobody bought short fuse first, right? So if you busted his thumb, you probably dealt with it. There aren't too many kids going back for a second helping of short fuse.
Talk about a guy who's sitting in a flak. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Right? You're artillery anyway, kinda. Most boring weapon. The figure. I mean, a lot of the original guys were kind of dull, but he was kind of dull. Shared the exact same head with Hawk, right? Both blonde, yes. Both same head. Hawk's the leader, and he's silver. He's got a knife on him. Like Short Fuse had almost nothing going for him except they made him kind of a jerk, personality-wise. So he's kind of a jerk. They gave him the nerdy glasses. Nobody's going back for Short Fuse Part 2.
Andrew Gaugan says, I wrote to Kenner about needing a replacement weapon. I got a bag in the mail full of weapons and accessories, like someone reached into a bin, threw it into a package, and sent it out.
They had that at McFarland. They had that for any of the sports guys, right? An extra hockey stick, extra bat, whatever. They always got in like 100 extra accessories, and anybody who wrote in and asked got whatever they asked for. And they never advertised that because you knew a customizer would totally take advantage of that. But
right.
That was part of the front desk guy or gal's job was when there wasn't anybody coming in or appointments waiting, they were just answering emails and sending out hockey sticks one at a time.
Yeah. When I can only think the only time I ever wrote to Hasbro, I was an adult. It was 2000, and they put out that tan version of the Dragonfly they called the Locust.
Mm-hmm.
And mine had 2 of the same engine cover.
Ooh.
Like it had two left engine covers.
Right.
And so I wrote to them and said, hey, got the Locust, and it's got do you have an engine cover? And they wrote back and said, this item isn't in production anymore, so we don't have any parts to send out.
And that was it?
That was it.
Normally, when I was there, which is about 2000, feels like, their customer service was always good. Like if they didn't have it, they would offer you a replacement or equal value or something. Which
right.
Doesn't always solve the problem, really, but
right. I mean, because there were plenty of them on the shelves still. I was at least hoping maybe they'll send me a coupon. At least I can get one that's cheap.
Did you get another one eventually, or did you take it back? Or
no, I never bothered.
Sounds like this is an eBay fix waiting to happen.
Joe Henry, that's a new name. Welcome to the show. Never played with my Joes outside, but I did find a shipwreck in the bushes of the house we moved into. There you go.
Yeah, he was swinging on a little side of beef.
He was in the
we didn't get to do anything that cool. When we moved when we were kids, it was to a house that was new. Like nobody had lived in it before. So no cool things hide in the yard except maybe crushed soda cans or something from
well,
somebody's lunch.
We had many an interesting type of weed coming up for the next 2 years.
Right. That was
trying to pull those things out. They're like tree trunks. Oh, God.
Right.
That's right. Rocky did make a beef toy.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, it was a big side of beef toy. Even sold it as side of beef. They didn't even make it a 2-pack with Brent Musburger. Somebody side of beef on its own.
When that shipwreck figure comes out for classified, somebody's got to do that.
Oh my God! I'm going to do that.
Hit the old eBays.
I'm going to find that thing.
I guarantee you that thing is like $80 on eBay.
Yeah,
kind of dumb thing. They probably didn't make very many of that.
Look,
I don't know. I think I saw that all over the place. Every time I go to Toys R Us when that line was in there, it's like, hey, there's the side of beef.
Right behind.
I almost wanted to buy that at a pity.
Right behind the crystal ball figures, like crystal ball.
Last toy out of the KB was the Rocky side of beef. Yeah, there's a dirty joke about shipwreck being found in someone's bush there somewhere.
That's what she said. Hey-o.
Hey! Oh.
Crystal ball side of beef, crystal ball side of beef. Akiko.
She's alive?
You know what? Respect, right? Still alive.
I found a major blood in my new house. Didn't collect Joe, so I gave it to my friend circa 1986. Rob, go ahead. Give him the correct response. You fool!
Oh.
Come to think of it, I wrote when the Major Blood mail-in offer happened, right? And it was cut out the face from the card back and send it in. I already had every Joe there was to have. It wasn't hard for year one. And I wrote Hasbro and was like, hey, not for nothing, but it's kind of bull, right? Like no one on the back, it says clip and save for G.I. Joe offers for the flag point. So I did that.
Yeah.
And now you're changing the rules months after I'd thrown away that top part I didn't need anymore. Got my flag point, got my file card. What do I need this for? So I told him I thought that was kind of garbage. And I got my Major Blood comped. Yeah. What a setup.
High roller.
I just waited until he showed up on the card a month later.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
Charles Kevin Porter says, literally today, I reached out to a company about a part I'd lost, and much to my amazement, they said they'd send me a replacement. I was shocked. We need more details on that one, Kevin Charles Porter. We need to know what's up. Torpedo Mike helping us out. The Rocky toy was sold as the Beat.
Also my nickname in college. So.
Yeah, they really should have labeled it as inaction figure.
Right? I don't know why that's so funny.
But it is.
I always like when they do like the cloaked Predator and as an exclusive, and it wouldn't be like the clear figure. It would just be nothing in the bubble. I think that's hysterical.
I think Hot Wheels had a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for the Wonder Woman's invisible jet. It was an empty box.
That's great. I love that. And then they have to do a ton of disclaimers about that, right? To make it clear that they aren't trying to snow anybody. That they believe everybody's in on this gag.
Geek Dragon, we've stomped on his childhood. Short Fuse is the second real American hero Joe I ever got, which I picked out and is still one of my favorites. Sorry, he's kind of bland.
It is.
There's a reason why Short Fuse I think the last time he spoke a line in the comic was issue number 1.
Yeah, and no offense, but it was geek dragon, not like badass dragon or life of the party dragon.
Rich, why are you starting fights, man?
I'm just saying because
You're trying to apologize. You're drawing further lines in the sand.
Short Fuse is clearly the geeky Joe from the first line.
All right, fair enough.
Even though he didn't have his glasses.
Fair enough.
He liked math. Like, come on.
House Digabud leaving his mark. There's a graveyard of broken Joes buried in the backyard of my old house in Chicago. You'll also find the E.T. game there. Also, that nice nod.
Not the only backyard graveyard in Chicago, probably.
No,
Ooh, good point.
no. One of the ones with plastic guys in them, outnumbered by the ones with real guys in them. Draws Walker said, "I love collecting flag points for extra parachutes to conduct airborne missions." That's pretty good.
Hey, someone's giving Boss Fight some pubs.
Josiah Alcorn says, T-Public doesn't offer a What's on Joe Mind baseball shirt bigger than 2XL. Talk about not knowing your market. I thought the same thing. But I need to lose some damn weight. So maybe it's not on T-Public. Oh.
Charles Kevin Porter's pub in Boss Fight, which is a segue.
There we go. I was playing with Flash Gordon. His head popped off into the ether.
Ming
Boss Fight was
again.
great to do. Boss Fight is great to deal with. They are wonderful folks. We love the team at Boss Fight.
Had discussions with Boss Fight once about making a pitch for the Joe license.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and I don't have that stuff ready, but I think I actually have our pitch doc, which I made. So maybe down the road we'll look into what might have been.
Stay tuned for special edition 117.
Yeah, and
we're currently on special edition 75, I think. So don't stay up too late waiting.
And did my pitch include brand new characters? You're goddamn right it did.
Seems like a good time to bring up the coffee account, which you can find a link for down below. Help buy the honchos way out of the swear jar.
That's right.
If you got a few dollars laying around, you can join our Magnificent Seven, make us an Elite Eight again. Be a recurring giver. You get your name in the closing credits of every week, every show. And we'll figure out something. Go ahead, Mark.
I got the potty mouth going because Joe's not here, right? Someone's got to pick up the slack. Not that she's not cursing tonight.
Right. Yeah, she is.
She's just not cursing with us.
She's not cursing. She's cursing, and she's probably drinking. Josiah Alcorn, Short Fuse. I'm watching a live Joe stream on Friday nights and don't know who Short Fuse is. Come on, man. We point you towards 3D Joes. Just do the homework.
He was the
first border soldier.
He was the first downtown. That's rough.
Downtown was supposed to be a second Short Fuse.
Yeah, with a weird helmet.
And then they decided, why would we redo Short Fuse?
He looked like he was wearing one of those American Gladiator.
Yeah.
Gonna get hit with a pugil stick helmets.
Yeah. Yeah, like a boxing sparring guy helmet.
Matt Rubin says, am I the only one that never had to or never thought of contacting a toy company for replacement parts? Maybe if it never occurred to you. I tell you, my sense of Catholic guilt was strong enough that I just wouldn't do it. Like if it was something that I knew I lost, I'd be like, no, I can't do that. That would be dishonest.
I was honest about my Steeler. I was like, I broke his thumb, but I think that's more your fault than mine. Hook a brother up. And even though I got what then was the hardest Joe to get, right? Had to buy the Mobat to get Steeler. I never, did a false flag thing. I never, cried wolf and was like, hey, by the way.
Matt Rubin says, Short Fuse was one of the original 13, right? Who are you people? Of course he was.
Kenner used to advertise writing in about like that type of thing. Hey, lost or missing part? Tell it, like on the instructions of the Star Wars stuff or mask. Yeah.
David Allen, I destroyed 6 Ostrikers' house. Huh?
You know what? And that's okay because they never stop making Ostrikers, right?
Right. You could still go buy some Ostrikers.
You can get Ostrikers now.
Couple years ago, I picked up a lot, right? And it had a complete Night Raven in the lot. But the funny part of that lot was it had 3 of the drones. So yeah, there was that kid had some rich parents and a lot of time on his hands.
Or he traded for drones for
Maybe,
his friends,
I don't
right?
know. But
It's a weird thing to collect, though. The drone is kind of unspectacular.
I mean, I guess it's just you figure the big plane is easier to break or get lost and separated from the rest of the collection. And he was literally selling it out of his attic. It was his stuff from when he was a kid. He wasn't somebody who was collecting other stuff and moved all this stuff out. But there was like 2 of the AVAC pilots from the Terradrome. Like we're gonna lose half a Terradrome and keep the pilot around.
Weird. I always liked those figures, right? The ones that came with expensive vehicles, because those were like royalty to me.
Because you're pricey.
Yeah,
you're
I tried to trade for Keelhaul like you wouldn't believe, right? I think I was offering like a Stinger Jeep and something else with a driver, like 2 vehicles with drivers for that dude, because I thought I would never get it, and there was no other way to get it. So I offered a lot, and that kid would not budge.
Oh.
Did you do the mail-in a couple of years later?
No, I think I was out by then. So, but I would have been all over that.
Phil reminds us, no new characters, Mark. Only 5 more releases of Snake Eye.
Telling you. Well, what do I know, right?
Firefly reminding us that Sir Mix-a-Lot is a ham radio enthusiast. Breaker was in good company. Okay.
Breaker, the only guy in Tennessee who speaks 7 languages.
Well, some of them are just those Adirondack languages.
Right, they're dialects. Right. Rocky Top.
So he would be able to translate for Boomhauer.
Right? alt.black.com/helicopters.
Matt Rubin defending himself, not to cast shade, but not all of us have followed G.I. Joe from 82. No, that's us casting shade on you. You see, that's how shade.
And here we are insulting the audience again. There
you know what? Come on, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Look, man, so long as you're on the boat, you're on the boat, and we love you. But we're gonna give you the proverbial noogies at least.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We're
kind of weird. Kind of weird though.
We're dudes in our 40s doing a podcast about G.I. Joe. There's going to be we have to have some hierarchy to joke about. Come on.
I got to say, if you're this deep in the nerd swimming pool and you raise your hand and go, "Oh, I didn't know that," probably gonna get hit with an oar before you're gonna get thrown in life preserver.
Right. I mean, it's just it's all in good fun. We don't think less of you as a person.
No.
When you
say
stuff like that, you're going to get teased. There's no way around.
Not less as a person, but as a collector, possibly. Hey, look, there are Transformer fans who love Beast Wars, right?
Right.
They're wrong, but okay, they're still out in the pool.
Completely incorrect. I mean, shoot, I did a guest shot on another G.I. Joe podcast. What I do, I was insulting the hosts for a solid hour and a half.
And then you talked about Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Right? Weren't you on a Sabrina podcast?
It was, yeah. It was. Ed the Straight Edge says, I was way too young when Joe hit in 1982, but somehow I ended up with 2 Steelers in my collection. Yeah. I suspect less than legal actions on the part of my dad. 4 hands, no thumbs, by the way. All right.
Steeler gets that story, no thumbs up.
He drove that tank hard.
Meanwhile, Zap is like, I can't hold my bazooka anymore.
All right. I thought Rob was having a nosebleed there. I thought we had a medical emergency.
No, I was just gonna sneeze all over the place. So
fair enough.
Steeler couldn't pay Vinny the Fish his loan shark money. So.
Right. Apparently, Steeler is Yakuza, and we didn't know.
He tried to be anyway.
He's part of that Polish Yakuza mob from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well, the Yakuza, I think, normally starts with the pinky, don't they?
Unless you drive a tank, and then they go right for the thumb.
Right for the thumb.
Yep.
don't want him shooting back with the
Cy Alcorn says, last 2 years, my whole family has gotten those 5XL fleece hoodie comfy sweaters. Looking forward to showing off my new 5XL What's on Joe Mine hoodie from TeePublic. It does help if your name is Joe, though. Nah, not so much. Not so much. You know, you don't have to go around explaining things. Just when you ask, just tell them Friday nights, 9 p.m. on YouTube. Type it in the search engine. You'll understand what I'm doing. Or they'll just know. Who can tell?
They know.
We used to get like 25,000 hits per episode. So whatever. There's more people out there that know about us than admit to knowing about us.
Yeah. Now people take 25,000 hits per episode. That's okay too.
Whatever. It didn't pay any more then than it does now. So whatever.
Right. Yeah. Our revenue has not sunk one bit. Steady.
Fighting Codenames asked, what do you guys think about the Monster Hunter line from Fresh Monkey Fiction and Big Bad Toy Store? I would say go back about half an hour in the show and we'll come on, man. You just show up. What's up with that?
Spoiler. We like it.
Yeah, we dig it. We're big on anything. We've had Bill on the show a number of times. We are big supporters of Bill and Fresh Monkey Fiction, and this line looks like a winner.
His stuff
it's very cool.
Fresh Monkey Fiction, that stuff's always good. Some of it appeals to me more than others, but it's always top shelf.
Right. Love the creativity that goes there. Firefly with the tip for the week. Got to watch out for that Tank Mafia gang war. Insurance doesn't cover shelling in downtown Pittsburgh. I think you have to get the big policy for that.
Mm.
And Fighting Code's name is apologetic. Don't worry about it. We're just giving you a hard time. It's okay.
Fine.
We love you.
Yeah.
It's still good. Thank you for tuning in. That's kind of a new name too. So welcome to the live stream.
If we didn't have thick skin, we wouldn't have survived Joe Colton.
Good Lord,
Yeah.
no.
Holy smokes!
She punches.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not us talking
Mm-mm.
talking her up. That's not us trying to make her seem tough. That chick, she'll hit you.
You notice how we don't get together very often?
Yeah, she
That's
likes us and she hits us.
That's not a distance thing. No. She's got a right cross and a truth lasso and a hella helmet and a husband who is a legit pro wrestler. So
Right. EWA Hall of Famer.
I'll send a card. Yeah.
Right. She's a hitter. So what do you say? We get into what we got in.
Oh yeah.
Rack time, Rob. What'd you get in?
All right. Well, a couple unrelated Joe things. I've been trying to dig through on finishing up some of the Mattel DC Universe stuff. So I got Kyle Rayner Green Lantern.
Where does he rank on your all-time Green Lanterns?
Get that back up in the camera, Rob.
Let's see him.
I do kind of like Kyle. I did read the book when he was in charge, so he's high. I'm not sure exactly where the placing is, but
How far behind Guy Gardner is he?
he's ahead of Guy Gardner.
What? He's got red hair. He's got red hair.
In a Mo Howard haircut.
Well, true.
And I picked up the new studio series Ironhide.
That's a good fig.
With his little pistols.
Yeah.
By and large, Transformers team has been killing it for several years. Like
I got to go out. I got to go out and get that little Rumble.
Yeah.
He is primed and
Because I have
ready
the
to get
Soundwave, so
primed and ready to get his face blown off.
Speaking of getting demonetized, Rob, are you saying that you're ready to rumble? What?
Oh yes.
Michael
And
Buffer. Michael Buffer is out there looking up my phone number right now. Ooh.
Tiger Force Outback.
Michael Buffer just threw his laptop across the room in disgust.
Right. They're doing it again. 5 seconds.
Get me what's on Joe Mind. Get them on the phone.
5 seconds. I can't sue on that.
What else you got, Rack Time, Rob?
That's about it.
All right.
I mean, if the website is to be believed, by tomorrow I will have a Serpentor. But
Yes, there's any number of things on the way.
Mm-hmm. This you command.
Mark Weber, what'd you get in this week?
I got one thing in, and it's got nothing to do with Joe, but it's important, I think, right? Because politics has reared its ugly head, and we've kind of steered clear of that here, even though we're all, I think, somewhat like-minded. But we're going to have an important decision to make in 2 years. And finally, this week, some clarity on what can really bring us together as a nation. So I want to make sure everybody knows that this is just me endorsing the Ripley Hicks party. It's the only way to be sure. So there you go. That's what I got in. So, and if my big brother Mike, who took me to see Aliens live in the theater back in the day, is watching, you might be getting that for Christmas, but not mine, right? Two. I made sure I got two. So that's it. That's all I got.
Josiah Alcorn with words of wisdom. If you don't want to get insulted by the cast, try inviting them to your podcast and see how that works out for you. And that answer is, I'll just make fun of you there.
We're actually on our better behavior here, right? You don't poop in your own house,
right? We have an itinerary to keep here. Like we're trying to give you news and things like that. So yeah, it's we do tend to behave a little better here. What I get in this week, I got a bag o' stands because I needed more stands for my beachheads because I ran out.
Do those have names you got to cover up?
The stands? No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, these are just the generic.
The old school. Stands. Old school. Got it.
Yes. It's old stuff. Yeah. Speaking of beachheads. Yes, the astute will notice that's the same number as last week. There's nothing new there. I just like playing a little clip.
Are the Beachhead Kids the loudest sound effect we have?
Oh no. In fact, they're even turned down a little bit. I could go louder with them, but yeah, we've got any number of things that we let me go ahead and find some. Where's my sound effect? Where's my live sound effects thing?
Butter.
There we go. Still my favorite. But yeah, Matt Rubin feels the pain. I need stands for my Alley Vipers and my Lightning Collection figures. Getting real tired of the domino effect.
Yeah, I need some good 6-inch stands.
Yeah.
Spirit keeps falling over because he's top heavy with the Eagle.
Right. Marauders tend to be the best. And they also they have the interlocking thing where you can get a couple of them, put them together.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Pretty cool. But that's all I got. I got a lot of like the rest of you. I've got a lot of stuff coming, but nothing's shown up yet. We're gonna big pile of crap.
Right. And if you missed out on any of this stuff, next week's a great week for Porch Thievery.
Right. What the hell are we doing here? What's going on? What are we doing?
Yeah, and that'll happen to us. Thank you for jinxing it.
Not my fault. I can't shop at Target, so I'm gonna have to get that Outback somehow. Well, who am I kidding? Who's Target actually going to ship pre-ordered figures to? Come on.
Not anytime soon. Anyway.
No.
Next time, Rob, why don't you go ahead and get into shout-outs?
All right, let's see. Shout-outs to all who survived whatever the heck was in the water today at school. All the distress calls going off. Yeah, we need some help over here. How about over here? So, good on all the runners. And thank you to the studio audience.
All right. Mark Weber, who we shouting out to?
We got new names, too. I always like seeing new names in the chat over there. I don't think it got a lot of pub, but we had a beloved member of the Joe community, and no spin here. I'm not, it sounds like I'm setting something up, but I'm not. Our friend Arthur Burghardt posted this week and said, that he just wasn't feeling so good, and that is, I think his brother had passed away somewhat recently, and that he's, legitimately kind of struggling through that. So we love Arthur, and so any support the community can help him at a tough time. I think it can't hurt. And who knows, maybe it might help a little bit. So for our pal, Arthur Burkhart, voice of Destro, in case you're new to the brand. Yeah, maybe
as some of these folks are.
Some people are. Yeah, he's active in a group called Destro Diehards on Facebook. So hop on over and tell Arthur that we're wishing him well. I did, and maybe if more people do, it might make a tough time a little sunnier for a good friend of the brand and of the show. So that's who I'm shouting out to the OD, the original Destro, Arthur Burkhart.
There we go. And as Jeff Butler points out, and Stalker and Iceberg.
Well, yes, but I mean,
Stalker's Diehards isn't as good of a group name.
Yeah, and people, you don't see him at conventions as voice of Iceberg, Arthur Burkhart.
I mean, sometimes.
Yeah, only at the Iceberg.
It's usually after Destro.
Only at the Iceberg convention, right?
only at the one in Brownsville, Texas.
Right, and in Nome, Alaska. So there you go.
Oh goodness. But yes, he's a two-time guest of our show. If you go back in our audio archives, you can hear the fun we had with Arthur on a couple of occasions. Lord, that man had stories. So yes, by all means, go over to the Podbean site and fire them up next time you got a long drive, because Arthur Burkhart had stories for what's on Joe Mind.
Including one about Linda Hamilton.
Yes.
I think that was on air.
Maybe it's tough to tell.
If not, listen to it. Listen to it. Come back next week and say, what's the Linda Hamilton?
Yeah, I got to tell you, I haven't listened to it myself. It's been a couple of years now. And we got together, and it was an interview, and I think we asked 2 questions. And the rest of it was 3 hours plus of listening to Arthur Burkhart tell stories that somehow I got edited down into 2 and 15 minutes, you know. So it was a lot. It was
And I had never met him, never been in the same city as him, probably at the same time. And we called him, I think it was later, it was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And the first thing he said was, I think you led and were like, "Hello, Arthur, how are you?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm tired." And I'm like, "It's like 5 p.m. out there." And in my head, because he's California, in my head, I'm like, this may not have been the right night. This could be a long one. And then, bam, it turned on, and get out of the way, man. The Destro train is coming through.
Don't be jealous of the man because he can take a nap.
Right?
I wish I could take a nap in the middle of the afternoon every day.
Man, I could have taken a nap in the middle of the afternoon.
Right.
Sadly, that would have put me in a classroom full of kids, but you know.
I think it's our Spanish heritage, frankly, that just says
siesta.
2 o'clock is siesta time, and I need to be unconscious for 2 hours.
You fall asleep in that classroom, Rob, you're waking up with a mustache.
But
David Allen giving us cheap props. We were very respectful on his show, his interview, and he appreciates it. Thanks. Well, no problem, Dave.
Yeah, we clean it. We clean up okay.
Yeah, we try to behave. We have good-natured fun. We're not mean about it, I don't think.
But the second time we're on, well, then all bets
I was mean about it on going half the podcast, but that's kind of their thing. So whatever.
Yeah, if we're mean, you probably deserved it.
Yeah, they had it coming
most often. Yeah,
I mean, it was mean because it's still good-natured and mean, but it was mean.
Sometimes we're mean because you haven't blinked in the last 8 minutes.
Bring out the Nick. Nick's asleep. Well, wake him up.
Well, I guess you have to go wake him up then, won't you?
Oh, you know what? I forgot to shout out to the Baseball Writers of America for picking the correct MVP.
Right?
That's right.
Come on. Somebody wrote an article about it that said Judge edged Ohtani, and I'm like, really? Because it looked like he got 50% more votes than him.
It looked like he got only that. I mean,
I believe in
28 first place
votes. Judge got 28. So
edged. Gee,
the 2 guys in Los Angeles didn't vote for him. That was it.
I don't remember who wrote it, but that bastard wrote that thing earlier in the day and was waiting to fill in the numbers and hit send.
It was probably Bill Plaschke.
And no offense to Ohtani, who is a generational talent, right?
Absolutely.
But
had a wonderful season.
Yeah, but
wasn't the MVP.
But nah, right? If he'd have won the MVP this year, they should have just renamed it the Ohtani Award because he should wear it every year. Man. So yeah, kudos.
The phrase "the Destro train is coming through" has a whole new meaning now.
That's right.
I didn't know it had a meaning before. So okay.
You really want to see a different side of Arthur. Watch the movie Network.
There you go.
Very true. Very true.
The Destro train stops for no man. But Linda Hamilton? Yeah.
Fair. T-Public sale going on now. What's on Joe Mine merchandise is great for fans and random people named Joe, and also not named Joe. Also mugs for coffee lovers and all kinds of neat stuff. Really, go over to the T-Public site. Everything that they sell there with our logo on it is on sale to some degree. T-shirts are 35%, and it kind of goes down from there. But I think the worst sale you get, something's 15% off. So especially with Christmas the holidays shopping coming around, this is the time. You want to spread the love of what's on Joe Mine. Go get that merch. Go, we make, I think, 14 cents for every T-shirt is sold.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's
better than 14 cents, but not a whole lot better than 14 cents.
Let me do the math here. If we can sell, and this is a stretch, I know, but if we can sell 10,000 T-shirts, we can buy Entertainment One. So
right. Actually, that might only take 9,000.
Help us out, man. You say you want new entertainment. Help us out.
I'm making my contribution. Hey, Stinky and the boy, you know what you get for Christmas.
Right?
Help me help you.
Everybody's getting What's on Joe Mine mugs.
That's What's on Joe Mine fan packs.
That's right. When we need stuff when we need swag to give away, I got to buy it through the T-Public site too. So don't feel bad. It's really weird when I make a purchase on T-Public for something we give to a guest or whatever, and then I get an email and a couple. You made a sale.
There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah, really? I know.
Honest, you mean it? That's
Thanks for the update.
Thanks. Great. Anyhow, what's on Joe Mine merchandise worth more than Hasbro stock right now? I counter and say worth more than Hasbro stock. Full stop.
Definitely worth more than E1.
Right. 11 years in the making. Go get a freaking mug. Wear a T-shirt. Come on, man. We got a new logo and everything. We need to design more T-shirts. I wonder how Joe Colton's T-shirt design is coming along that she's been working on for 3 years. Anyway, she's busy. So anyway, speaking of Joe Colton, that's my first shout out tonight, of course, to the lovely and talented co-hostess with the co-mostess, the Queen of G.I. Joe Cosplay, our own Joe Colton, who is not with us this evening because, again, work called last minute, and she is literally out busting it on a Friday night, keeping democracy safe. So that is absolutely worth a shout out, and it's one of those things where we're always sad when Joe Colton is not on the program, but it's always for a good reason. Like, she's always making the world a better place when she's not. So a big shout out to our co-host who is not here.
Yeah, we wouldn't rip her behind her back.
No,
we'll wait until she gets back.
No, absolutely. We only say mean things to her face. Do they sell What's on Joe Mine banana hammocks?
They do.
I haven't checked, but maybe.
No, they do, but they're way too small.
That's what she said.
Oh, you took that and you flipped it. I like it.
Well, I didn't have Destro handy, so stop.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough. Do you have Iceberg? No.
Give a shout out to everybody who's tuned in and watched us on the live stream tonight. We appreciate you. We were up over 70 strong, which is a heck of a turnout for a week when nothing happened. We really appreciate that. If you're catching us on replay, we appreciate you too. It counts just as much. We're here every Friday at 9, or whenever it fits in your schedule. Hell, it's YouTube. Catch us anytime. If you're catching us on the audio replay, we still like you too. We still get a good number of hits over on the Podbean site. I'm glad that folks spoke up and told me that was still a thing. It's our Podbean audience is not what it used to be. but it's still pretty good. It's still a good 10-20% of our audience, and we do appreciate you tuning us in and spending a couple hours with us every week. Yeah, you can find us on Podbean as our home, but you can find us wherever your audio podcasts, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts. We're everywhere. Wherever there is. Anytime I see a new service, I sign up for it.
And speaking of cheap plugs, I almost forgot. And I didn't clear this, so this is uncensored and live. But I kicked off the season 3 of Eternal Baseball went live this Tuesday, and that means the Eternal Baseball podcast will be back Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're on YouTube. We're kind of official now. We're at youtube.com/@EternalBaseball. Cardinals and Giants.
You got yourself a handle.
Yeah, we got ourselves a handle, which is a
and,
lot.
And hey, who would be your defending champion?
That would be the New York Yankees. Thank you very much. Yeah, who added
Only we can get that to happen for real.
Added Bernie Williams, although I don't know, Williams or O'Neill. Tough decision. Anyway,
clearly it's a bench spot, so Bernie might be the better pick.
Yeah, Bernie gives me a little more anyway. But I got DiMaggio and Mantle, so I'm kind of okay in center. And regardless, if you like baseball at all, check out Eternal Baseball on Facebook or www.eternalbaseball.com. I think you'll dig it. There you go.
And every so often, I'm on there.
Absolutely. When I want to win a damn game, because Brent and I are.
You guys,
0-91.
Yeah, like I don't win very often, but it happens more often than it does. When Brent is on with me.
I got to figure out the percentage.
My winning percentage is probably the best out of the three of you.
Brent likes to run wild, and you've become a better manager as you've learned never to go to the bullpen. So
correct.
Yeah. Hey, ride this guy's arm.
The Yankees just this season in Eternal Baseball added Aroldis Chapman. Just as Yankee fans never want to see him again. so that's good.
It is not life imitating art.
Dude, that pen though, it's Sparky Lyle, Aroldis Chapman, and Righetti from the left side. and from the right, it's Rivera, Goose Gossage, and Betances, like prime Betances. Like, dude, like that bullpen is rock solid.
It's rock solid, except for the fact that it's that game. It will screw them on every opportunity.
Except that it's Eternal Baseball, brought to you by NBA Jam. So
it's Eternal Baseball, brought to you by Old Hoss Radborn's arm number.
That's it.
Magic arm.
Throw 250 pitches or die.
That's it. So tune in Sunday night and see whether Jason Isringhausen or Rod Beck ruins the night for their teams.
Gives up 4 runs in 2/3 of an inning. It's bound to happen to one.
Boom shakalaka. He's on fire.
And of course, one last plug for us here. What's on Joe Mind? If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead, give us a heart, give us a thumbs up, give us a little huggy guy. We do love a little huggy guy. If you're catching us on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. If you liked what you saw tonight, please subscribe to the channel. About 30% of you every week are not subscribed, and that blows my mind. If you're going to waste this much time talking about nothing like we do, And
if you didn't like it, subscribe. We'll try harder next week.
Right. Leave us a comment.
Yeah.
Do all the cool YouTube stuff and help us grow this thing. I feel like we got some momentum coming this holiday season. Let's keep that going. No live show next week. We should have something on tap for you to enjoy anyway. So stay tuned for that. Don't lose track of us. Just because we got the week off doesn't mean that we're not providing for your entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's just stock footage of me bagging and boarding comics.
Yes. Yes, that is a 6-hour chunk of time that we put on a loop.
We're going to do it's a workout video. We're all going to do reps of long boxes. One.
Maybe I'll
Rack
whisper to
time
take
Rob's
advantage of
thumbs
those.
of steel.
Maybe I'll whisper and take advantage of the ASMR weirdos.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good issue.
So anyways, for my co-hosts, Rack Time Rob Irizarry and the honcho Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irizarry. Thanks so much for joining us here on What's on Joe Mind. As our friend Vagon likes to say, if you can't stay safe, be careful. Have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone here in the U.S. Yo, Joe.
Beer.